agahon, coming to you live from Numancia, Aklan, in Western Visayas in the Philippines. I'm having my morning cup of coffee on my coffee with a Ginno cup here. My Copico Blanca. Went back to my Copico Blanca. I'm gonna start drinking coffee again. I even have this little French vanilla creamer. Adds a little taste of that French vanilla that I really love. You know, I haven't had French vanilla brewed coffee though in a while now, for a couple of weeks, from 7-Eleven. That's another one of my go-to coffee, is that brewed coffee at the 7-Eleven, that French vanilla brewed coffee. But I'm enjoying this morning cup of coffee this morning. I always start the live stream with the weather report. Nothing to report so far as the weather here in the Philippines. Your typical amihan season here. Cooler temperatures this morning. When I did wake up this morning, I was outside just kind of watching the sunrise. Beautiful sunrise this morning. The sun is already up. Basically everywhere in the Philippines, Metro Manila, Cagayan, Batanes, Bicol, the rest of Luzon, Visayas, is gonna be cloudy skies with scattered rains and isolated thunderstorms. I'm watching it, there is a low pressure area. It's outside of the Philippine area of responsibility right now, but it looks like it's going to be a big storm coming our way here in it looks like it's going to hit like eastern Visayas, and we're in western Visayas, but it might go up a little towards the Bicol region, central Luzon. That's usually like the trajectory of a lot of typhoons here. I think that's going to be number 20. I think number 20 typhoon for the year. If it does enter the Philippine area of responsibility, they're predicting, I think, Wednesday now, like November 4th. Greetings and salutations, HD. You're up early too, like me, man. I've been up since 5 a.m. I actually edited one of our videos when we went to Antique Province. I'm like, finished editing it and saving it right now. And today is like a holiday here in the Philippines. Today's Friday, October 31st. National holiday in the entire Philippines. This is the start of one of the biggest holidays here in the Philippines. I would consider, of course, Christmas. That's like the biggest, New Year's. But Undas, a very big deal for Filipinos. Today is the start of Undas. Actually, yesterday I was watching on the news. There's already like traffic going out of Manila, Metro Manila. Because what happens is everybody that works in Metro Manila, millions of people in Metro Manila, what they do is they go to the provinces. They leave Manila. They go to all their provinces. It could be in Batangas, could be in Laguna, could be in Pangasinan, Baguio, Ilocos. Everybody just like leaves the Metro Manila area and goes to the provinces, because that is tradition here in the Philippines. It's a lot of people do that. It's because of out of respect. They want to honor the dearly departed, the people that a lot of our dearly departed, lolo, grandpa, lola, grandma. A lot of those people, they're buried in the provinces where they were born. So Filipinos, it's the big day this weekend, today especially. Tomorrow is All Saints Day. There's going to be processions here in Calibo, Numancia, religious processions honoring the saints. And then on Sunday is the All Souls Day. So that's kind of like where you pay respect to your dearly departed. But it's gonna be busy. Calibo's already busy yesterday. I was like, flowers are being sold, candles are being sold. People are already at the cemetery cleaning up the cemetery area where their dearly departed are buried. They're gonna spend time. They're gonna spend time in the cemeteries. Will be packed. All cemeteries in the Philippines will be packed today. Good AM Fortune, good AM Fortune, and the Panay Pasi. All right, all right. Fortune, good AM HD. Woke up early to 4 a.m. I know, man. You know, it's like I woke up before 5 a.m. I was cleaning up here, checking our laundry because it rained last night, so our laundry got wet. So hopefully it'll dry today. It looks like the sun's gonna be up, man. It's like bright already. I can like the sun is like already hitting me this morning. Good morning, Fortune from HD. I wake up at 12 a.m. and try to go back to sleep by naps. All right, all right. Noah, hello, hello, hi, Noah, hi. Good morning and welcome to the live stream, Noah. I haven't seen your name before, so thank you for joining the live stream. How you doing, boss? All right, how you doing, boss? That's what I call Dazzle. I call Dazzle boss, you know. So that's the name I give Dazzle. You know, she's the boss around here. Still jet lag. Oh, I'm sure HD takes a while to adjust to the Philippine time. Even though HD's been here more than a week, I think already, but it takes time. It takes time to get adjusted. And today I'm going to talk about, my topic is Undas. You know, Undas, the word Undas, I researched it, I Googled it, of course. You know, it's like, I don't know all this data, but I did Google the word Undas, and it comes from like a Spanish word. What was that word? It says here. It comes from the Spanish word honra, Honra, which means to honor. And that's what today is all about. This whole weekend, basically, Undas starts to, you know, it already started. People are already traveling the Philippines yesterday, and then today's everybody's heading to the cemetery today, all weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Mondays probably. It's not a declared holiday Monday, but people recovering from Undas, you know, usually. So Monday, it's gonna be a long weekend. A lot of people like will be staying overnight, you know, camping out, you know, in chairs, in camping chairs, sitting by the tomb, by the mausoleum. You know, some people got mausoleums where their families are buried. Some of these mausoleums pretty elaborate. You know, it's almost like a house. You know, where a lot of their people with money, you know, they can afford those mausoleums inside the cemetery. But a lot of people in the cemetery, and it's a fun thing. You know, it's not like you go to the cemetery and it's a sad event. It's not at all. It's kind of like a day of celebration, day of remembering the dearly departed, talking stories about, you know, grandma and grandpa that passed away. Hey, I remember when, you know, sharing stories, sharing food. You know, people bring a lot of food to the cemeteries today. Music, people play cards. You know, I like the event actually. You know, you don't see events like that. I don't remember ever attending in the United States something like that where you go to the cemetery and it's kind of like a celebration. Usually you go to the cemetery, it's a sad event. Here in the Philippines, it's a different dynamic. People light candles, put flowers, you know. It's a day of honor, like Undas, day of honor here in the Philippines. Good. All right. Hey, Ria, my good friend in Tennessee. When fitness meets faith. What's going good today? As for me, we are preparing for trick or treat. Trick or treat. Yeah. I wasn't able to decorate my gate here, but like I usually have at least put something to decorate. We do have trick or treaters. I think at our clubhouse in our community, they're having a party. Usually we dress up for that, you know, it's like in previous Halloweens here. But, you know, We just got too busy this time of the year, but I will have candy. I will have candy ready. That way, when the kids, if they come to our door, usually it's a funny thing here. I don't know if they're gonna do it this year, but last year I remember them doing it. I'll try to film it if they do it. What they do is they have a party at our clubhouse. They have food for the kids. They pass out candy for the kids, of course. And then there's like a marching band, like the Ati-Atian marching band, right? It's like maybe a 20 group marching band, and they march through our neighborhood playing Ati-Atian drums, and the kids are following them, and they stop at every house. So I'm kind of like expecting the same thing, just in case it happens again this year. I'll make sure I have candy for them ready. So and I know that in the U.S., I know that was I remember the trick or treating is big. You know, people decorate their homes. Here, this year, for some reason, I didn't see many homes that decorated for Halloween. Maybe that's why I figure, well, nobody's decorating, so I'm not going to decorate either. But they have a party at the Halloween party today at the clubhouse, and then after that, I'm sure they're gonna walk the kids. It's a group walk. It's not like in the U.S. where a random kids come into your house. It's gonna be like a one mass number of kids, like with the band and everything, going in the house. So it's kind of nice because you just hand out the candy to everybody and they go to the next house and you're done. You know, it's not like I gotta sit here all evening like passing out candy. It's not like that here. But they do it, you know, in the neighborhood. Outside our neighborhood, outside Camila, Aklan, they don't really do Halloween here. Maybe at the mall, maybe Gaisano Mall, the stores at the mall might pass out candy, but it's not a big, you know, maybe in the cities, maybe in Manila, they're more big on Halloween, but not big here. People here are more focused on Undas, more focused on going to the cemetery and visiting their dearly departed. Par Dig J Par, all right. From Charlotte, North Carolina. All right, from Charlotte, North Carolina. Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. I haven't seen your name before on the live stream here. Thank you so much. Happy Saints Day. Can I say that? Yeah, I think it's called tomorrow is All Saints Day. So I mean, you can say Happy Saints Day. I don't think that's wrong to say that because they will celebrate the saints here. They will have processions here, led by the Catholic Church. I'm sure you know they'll have these saints like on this like cart. They can, you know, walk around the street. Everybody's dressed in like the full priests and sacristans and all that, and they'll have a parade here in our plaza for sure, in Calibo for sure. They do that. That's tomorrow, and then Sunday is All Souls Day. So for people that are dearly departed, as we celebrate it. Namaste, namaste. How are you from India? Oh, you're from India. All right, from India. Cool. HD, still jet lag, but slowly adjusting to the time. I'm up the entire day completing lots of errands and paperwork. Staying busy, HD, staying busy here in Calibo. All peace in heaven. Thank you. All right, all peace in heaven. Amen, amen, brother. Good morning, Belouz. Good morning, Belouz. Good to see you. Good to see you, Belouz, my brother. Richard Copper, where are you from? I'm here in Numancia, Aklan, in Western Visayas in the Philippines. Coming to you from the Philippines. Fortune, also rained here. I left Bacoor 2 p.m. sunny, but when Makati until UP, non-stop rain, but not torrential. I'm trying to, it rained last night because we did laundry yesterday. Our laundry was up, so we were thinking, oh, it'll dry overnight. But it did rain last night, but today, this morning it's bright and sunny. I mean, it's like, the sun is like, look at that. It's like bright and sunny this morning. Daniel, good morning to all my posse bros. All right, Daniel. Good morning, Ginno. Hey, Kim, all right, Mandal, all right. Good to see you. Good to see you on the live stream. Good AM, Daniel from Fortune. Richard, do you like Jollibee? Jollibees? I eat Jollibees. Chicken, their spaghetti is just okay for me. I like the American style spaghetti. I don't like the sweet spaghetti, but I'll eat it. Liana likes Jollibee. Good AM, Kim from Fortune. Hey, Peanut Butter Travels. All right, Peanut Butter Travels. Present. Thank you, Peanut Butter Travels. Thriving Expat, my good friend Michael White in Masbate Island. Right now, he's in Marinduque with Scuba Steve. Scuba Steve, man. Yeah, I was watching the live stream yesterday, and Michael White is at Scuba Steve's house in Marinduque. It's awesome how we are able to do that when friends we meet, YouTube we meet, it's amazing how when we get together, when we see each other in person. To me, that's what YouTube should be. It should be a meeting of friends, a meeting of friends. The list, we buy candy, but rarely any child comes to our place. I know I'm always ready, and I know they'll stop here at our house because they know I pass out candy. I got the reputation for passing out candy, so I don't mind that. I have candy ready here. I'm gonna probably get more today. I'm gonna try to get a haircut. Go to the mall, get a haircut, and get some more candy. But because what they do today, Belus, we have a clubhouse here. It's a common clubhouse by the swimming pool that we have here. They'll have a party there for the kids. They'll have food. Kids will get candy there. But what the organizer of the clubhouse party will do is like they'll walk the kids all together. It's like an army of kids. At least the 30 kids here in our community, at least, And then last year, they even had a marching band that came with them. So it's kind of like a parade, and they pull up on your door. So here's 50 people right at your gate. So I'm like passing out candy. But like I said, it's nice because once you pass out, once they pass your house, they're done. It's like you don't have to sit here all night, pass out candy. Same thing in Christmas. These kids in our neighborhood, they go caroling, they always hit me, because they know, it's like I give them candy, I give them money. So usually it's the same kids day after day, they keep coming back here, but I'm all for that, man. It's like I'll do anything for the kids here just to make them happy. It's a once a year thing, so I'm ready for it. We got plenty of candy for them. Sing Christmas songs for candy, peso. Yep, I know. Even the groups, even adults. A lot of times it's like the adults come from the school, like Liana School, Numancia Integrated School. The adults will come too. Good morning, Scuba Steve. There's Scuba Steve. All right, man. Scuba Steve and Michael White join forces. Join forces, man. I like watching you guys live stream, man. It's pretty fun. I'm enjoying. Hello, everyone from Michael White HD. Hi, Mike. Good morning, Steve. Hi, Ginno. Good morning, Mike. I like it. This is always how the channel is. Like our live stream. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody's greeting everybody. I like that. That's the way it's supposed to be, man. Supposed to be. We're all friends here. We're all friends here. Belus, hi Fortune, good AM, see Mike, Peanut Butter Travels, Scuba Steve, hi Richard, alright. Belus, hi Kim, good morning HD, alright. Morning, hope you are ready. I know Belus, Belus sent me a message, he's in Leyte, and it's like, I'm looking at I keep track of Pag-asa. Pag-asa is like the weather channel here. It looks like a big storm coming our way. So we'll see. Hopefully something happens. It dissipates or something. But it looks like it's gonna hit. If it hits Belus eastern Visayas, Leyte and Samar area, usually we get a lot of rain here in western Visayas. If that's the landfall, usually if it goes a little up, if it goes up, if eastern Visayas don't get hit directly, if it goes higher, like to like the Bicol region, we're okay here. We get rain, but it's not as bad. But if it's like, if it goes through eastern Visayas and keeps going like a west trajectory to like central Visayas, like Cebu, and then us, we would get a lot of rain. It's still a lot weaker, of course, because by the time it hits eastern Visayas, it'll weaken some. By the time it hits Cebu, it weakens some. But usually those are the typhoons that have us worried here in western Visayas. If it just goes like western trajectory, doesn't try to climb up, we don't get hit by many. Like this year, we haven't gotten hit by any typhoon. We've gotten rain from one of them that hit like the Bicol region, but we haven't had like massive damage here. No damage at all here in Panay, in Aklan province, in our province. Usually the big typhoons, they'll knock down power lines, but I haven't seen that this year. So we're crossing our fingers. We're crossing our fingers that this typhoon is not one of them. And usually, from my experience here, the 14 years I've been here, the November and the December typhoons, for some reason, man, those are like the big ones. Those are like the super typhoon. Like the two that I remember that I damaged, we suffered many damage here in Aklan province, was Super Typhoon Yolanda 2014. I mean, we didn't have electricity here in Aklan province for a month. 1 month, we did not have electricity. Then that was like that was a challenge, but hey, we survived. I'm still here, And then in 2019, Super Typhoon Ursula hit us in the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day is when November for Yolanda and then Christmas Day for Ursula. And that one we didn't have electricity for 1 week. So I'm hoping this big typhoon that's Belus is warning me, man, I'm hoping it doesn't turn into a super typhoon. I hope by the time it enters the PAR, the Philippine Area of Responsibility, hopefully it weakens and it's not a super typhoon. Super typhoons are not fun. That's not, a super typhoon is kind of like the highest category, probably the highest category of hurricane in the US. They are never fun when they hit the Philippines. HD says, hello, Scuba Steve. Scuba, good morning, Fortune. I hope so too. Not home yet. Still, I know, and I know, Michael White, I know you're gonna stay with Scuba Steve for a while because right now is not the good time to travel in the Philippines because of Undas. All the ferries, all the buses, everything's like super packed anywhere in the Philippines. It's not just Metro Manila, it's not just Luzon. Even here in the Visayan region, if you're gonna catch a bus, like the Ceres bus here in Calibo, packed. There's lines of people. If you're gonna catch any of the ferries, you're gonna be like in a big crowd of people because everybody goes home to the provinces. Everybody goes to visit where their dearly departed are buried. Very busy travel weekend. For me, we're staying here, we're visiting grandma, but that's about it. We're not, someone had messaged me, invited me for Sunday. His name's Patrick, he's in Iloilo, and I just messaged him, I got family here. You saw, man, we got like a group of people here, it's like, we can't just I can't just leave, and Iloilo where he's at, I think Santa Barbara, I think that's in the Pavia area of Iloilo. That's 3 hours away from me. So, I told the gentleman, hey, maybe next time, if it's planned. I just got the message from him today. He's inviting me. I guess there's an expat get-together in Santa Barbara, Iloilo. But I told him, if I go to Iloilo next time, I'll message him if he's available. Hello, bro. Ahmad, hello, bro. All right, Ahmad. Hi, peanut butter. Peanut butter, man. Peanut butter is my favorite. I love peanut butter and jelly, man. That's like my favorite sandwich. I can eat peanut butter and jelly sandwich anytime. Good morning, Beluz from Scuba Steve. Hey, Ray. Ray in the Philippines. Good morning, y'all. Ray, last night I was watching his live stream last night. He was doing the do-why. That's what we call it here, Ray, in Aklan province. That's the nickname of the Raham. You know, Ray was saying like, you know, if you look at the Tanduay rum bottle, it's not spelled R-U-M. I never even noticed that till Ray pointed it out. You know, it's like it's spelled in the bottle of the Tanduay. It said Rahum. You know, it's pronounced. I don't know if it's pronounced like Rahum, but that's what Ray said last night on his live stream. Ray's live stream, man, you guys gotta check it out. It's like funny. Ray's always funny. His live streams are always fun. I love watching Ray. Ray in the Philippines is his channel. The Thriving Expat, and so is Thriving Expat and Scuba Steve. They're doing live streams together, side by side, talking. The Thriving Philippine Expat, Thriving Expat here. He's got a YouTube channel also. Hey, James and Karen. All right, James and Karen. Good morning, James. James and I kind of just like miss each other in Antique, you know, because I'm watching all of James' videos. Yesterday I was watching. He was that Enrique Hill? I think I might have messed it up. But he was in a hilltop in Antique province. Nice view of the ocean, man. That view is amazing, James. I was like, man, you can see Mararison Island, you know, from that. You got to climb up, you know, they took their motorbike up that hill, Enrique Hill, and then they even have a restaurant there. They got food there. I mean, amazing view. You know, you can see the ocean. You can see Mararison Island. You can see mountains, surrounded by mountains. So green, you know, so green. But we just missed each other in Antique because we were in Pandan and they went to Colasi. Colasi is like maybe another hour away from Pandan. Pandan, Antique is more beach, and then Malumpati, where the water tubing. Colasi, that's kind of like if you want to go to Mararison Island, they have boats taking you to Mararison Island. But I'm sure we'll get together one day, man. Well, you know, we'll time it to where if you guys are in Antique, we'll head to Antique at the same time. Our trip was also spontaneous, you know, just like James, you know. James is like me. He wakes up in the morning, it's like, let's go to Antique. You know, it's like I'm the same way, man. You know, I don't like planning things because, you know, it's hard to plan here in the Philippines because right now it's like, look at that, it's like bright and sunny, right? Tomorrow it could be like pouring rain. So it's hard to, like, if you say, okay, let's go somewhere next week, or let's schedule Wednesday next week. So we're planning a trip together. It's hard to schedule that because you'll wake up Wednesday morning next week and it'll be like downpouring, you know, torrential rain. So it's better like if you just like spur the moment. I kind of like that anyway, spur the moment things, you know. It's like go with the flow, you know. It's like, you know, when it was just Dazzle and I before we took in Leanna. Dazzle and I, you know, we were both pretty much retired. We're not doing anything. So there were days when I would wake up in the morning, I would like, you know, check messages, and I'll be done like at 7. And I tell Dazzle, hey, babe, let's go to Boracay today. And we do. You know, we were able to do that. Now, of course, we got Leanna, so we have to plan more. Like our trip to Antique, we had to plan that because, you know, Leanna's off school this week. You know, she's on school break this week, so we were able to do that. But I do prefer doing things like spur the moment, go with the flow kind of thing. Sometimes, you know, when you plan too much, you know, things like fall apart, you know, with the plan. Like, you know, you're planning, you know, especially with Boracay, you know, you can plan a trip to Boracay. I'm going to stay 2 nights in Boracay. On the way there, all of a sudden there's a typhoon coming. You can't travel by boat to Boracay. They suspend travel. You know, those things happen here. Those things, especially this time of the year. You know, anytime we're still on the last day of October here today. November, December, the weather still is unpredictable here in the Philippines. The best time, if you know, that way you're not worried about travel here in the Philippines, is January to June. January to May, even June sometimes, start raining even in June. But if you do January to May, guaranteed sunshine. Heck, some years you get a drought. You get like 2 months, 3 months where it doesn't rain here. So, those are the better months to travel. Anytime you're like July to December, anytime during July to December, you can get hit by typhoon here. So that's why, keep that in mind if you're planning on vacation. Because people always ask me, it's like, Ginno, what's the weather like in the Philippines in November? Man, it's unpredictable. That's what I can tell you about the weather here in November or December. Hard rain in Marinduque last night. Same here, Michael White. It rained because all our laundry, we hang all our laundry and dry in the sun. It's all wet this morning when I checked it, but now the sun is up, so it'll dry our laundry. So we had done laundry yesterday afternoon here. Ray Dog, what's cracking? What's cracking? Ray Dog. Sunny today too. Sunny today. All right, Fortune. Glad. It's gonna be good undas today. If it's like sunny. Scuba Steve, James and Karen in the house. All right. Fortune. So most of us got rain yesterday. Hopefully straight sunny today. I think so. Fortune. I think that's here in Aklan, that seems to be like if it rains during the night, during the day it's like hot and sunny. Yes, when fitness, Ria, my friend in Tennessee, how was your checkup? Is your creatinine level down now? Yes, my creatinine level went down. It was all that I was taking, that whey protein, that creatine, collagen. I stopped taking all those supplements. I was taking it because I've been going to the gym now for 2 months, and I figure, start bulking up, adding weight. But I'm giving that away. I'm giving it away. I'm not drinking that stuff anymore. I'm just gonna keep working in the gym. Like today, after this live stream, I think Dazzle wanted to head to the gym, so we'll go to the gym today. Please give a like to the channel. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael White. Hi, fitness. Kim. Good AM, everyone. Good AM, Fortune. Beach day today. Ooh, nice. A beach day. And that's the thing, it's like, there won't be many people at the beach today. That would be like a good time to go to the beach. Fortune, visiting friends allow you to see a new island in the Philippines. Yes. Hey, I'm still waiting to meet you in person, Fortune. I know one of these days, you'll be here in Panay Island or maybe in Bohol. We'll time it to where if I can meet you guys, I'll be happy to meet you and your family. Went through James' usual route yesterday. Took care of business at NIA, National Irrigation Administration in Banga. Wow. So, the City Hardware. Is that one, the one by Tigayon, probably? The one at Tigayon? I don't know if Banga has a City Hardware now. I know there's one by the Land Transportation Office. There's a big hardware store there. Yes, Fortune, lots of fun. All right. Hello, Ford. That's Daniel. Daniel saying, hello, Ford. TE, Driving Expat, JNK, HD, Ray. All right. Hi, Daniel. I'm still waking up. Yeah, Ray's still waking, man. You hit that do-I pretty hard there, Ray. Yeah, a little bit of do-I, man. I'm still waking up. Good morning, Steve, Michael, James, and Karen, HD, Fortune, Beluce, Ray. All right. Good morning, Daniel. Yes, Mike, each island has something new to offer. if you really like adventure, the Philippines is like, oh yeah, man, fortune. Like I'm like happy that James is going. He's gonna be taking his motorbike all over here in Panay Island, and I'm seeing things I've never seen, like the Enrique Hill that he went through. The last video I watched, man, I've never been there. I've never seen that. It's like a nice area that you can. They had steps to the height, to the view deck. Now, if I ever go there, we're gonna stop by there. Next time we go to Colossi, for sure. I want to see that in person. Give a thumbs up. Thank you, Thriving Expat. Good AM, JK. Nice trip to Colossi. I know, man. Nice trip. I haven't been. It's been a while since the last time we were in Colossi. I would say before the pandemic was the last time I went to Colossi. Yes, Fortune. So much to see in the field. Never tire of seeing everything. Yes. I know, like for Michael, it's like when he was like on the ferry. And to me, I enjoy the ferries here because you see so many things that you don't see when you ride the ferry from island to island. It's like you get usually a nice sunrise, a nice sunset. I love taking the ferries here. I actually prefer taking the ferries than flying. Flying to me, I know it gets you there faster. You're there in like 1 hour, hour and a half, you're there flying. But you just see more. You see more when you're like riding the ferries here. James and Karen Adventure. Hello, Scuba. HD, Michael, Ray, LOL. Everyone. I know, right? David says, hello, everyone. All right, Fortune. Mike, have you been to other Masbate Islands? The big ones like Burias and Ticao. I'm sure. I'm sure Michael is. He's traveled so much of the Philippines already. I know. Welcome to the Weather Channel. Welcome to the Weather Channel. Hey, I try to keep up. I think Vegas Will got me started with speaking of Vegas Will right there, a perfect timing. He got me started on the Mr. Weatherman. So I figured, I was doing the weather every day. So I just started, I keep it. It's good for me to keep track anyway, the weather here, especially during the rainy season. We get so many typhoons. I think like I said, we're like number 20 typhoon already. Good morning, Vegas Will. Mr. Weatherman. Hey, man, call me. I'm the Mr. Weatherman. I'll keep reporting the weather. That'll be part of the show, man. Part of the live stream every morning is the weather. That part, they mostly speak Bicolano, closer to Sorsogon. Ooh, wow. Good AM, Vegas Wheel. Belus. Last year, all north. Yes, this year, looks east to west, head on. Man, it's like, that has me worried, Belus. That has me worried, man, because like I said, last year, most of the typhoons were north. And the few that hit us, it's like over the years, the few that hit us, when it gets that Eastern Visaya, Central Visaya, Western Visaya trajectory, when it just goes straight at us, man, it causes a lot of damage. It causes a lot of damage here in Panay Island. We are way high, but even with the earthquake, we had a floor full because of the tsunami warnings. Yeah, I don't think we have to worry too much about tsunami warnings here. I think the only place I heard maybe tsunami, maybe Boracay, maybe because it's an island. But on the mainland of Panay Island, I don't really hear a lot of tsunami warnings. Above sea level, 160 above sea level. Good. It knocks coconut down trees and then market goes way down. Yeah, here the super typhoons, Belus. That's why we didn't have electricity for 1 month in 2014 when Yolanda, super typhoon Yolanda, and that hit like Tacloban, right? It hit Tacloban in 2014. Man, it damaged here, damage was severe here in Aklan province. The power poles, power lines, a ton of them went down here. That's why it took them a month to get us back with electricity. Hopefully it's nothing like that, but you gotta prepare, right? I gotta prepare. Like, we got bags of rice, we got canned goods, we got water. I got my Blue Yeti. Just in case something like that happens again. Good AM, Fortune from Bakersfield. House Bakor. Fortune's busy, man. Fortune's busy. He's got relatives, He's hosting Undas. Undas is like a big event here in the Philippines this holiday, this Undas holiday. I'm sure Fortune is entertaining a lot of relatives in his home. Ray, what time do you go live now? Ray, he goes live at 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. That's the time I look at my phone. I say, oh, it's Ray in the Philippines time. So I go watch this live. Pretty entertaining. Ray's always entertaining. He's always funny. Jaime, hello, Jaime. Jamie, yeah, hi, hello. Driving, Jaime. All right, please give a like to this channel. Oh, thank you, Mike White. Fortune, sunny today, quiet so far. Around lunchtime to evening, many will go to the cemeteries. There are 4 near us. Ooh, man, 4, man. It's gonna be busy. It's gonna be busy. I know Calibo right now. I'm gonna try to sneak in at the gym. After this live stream, I'm gonna try to sneak in and get a workout in the gym. But there's already traffic in Calibo because that area, the Rojas Avenue by McDonald's, there's a flower area there where all the flower shops are and the fruit stands. Man, it'll be hard to get through there. It's like I would not even be surprised if they block that road and just make it pedestrian because. There's just so many people today buying flowers, buying candles. That area by Calachuchi Road here. Calachuchi is where the cemetery is. There's also a Chinese cemetery in Calibo. That area is gonna be just like, I know they block the streets just because there's no parking. There's no place to park. So a lot of it, you'll end up walking quite a distance to get to the cemetery today. All weekend it's going to be like that. Traffic is going to be crazy in Calibo this weekend. A lot of detours, a lot of I know the police in Calibo, the Calibo Auxiliary Police, they're going to be detouring people. Crazy. This is going to be crazy because Calibo is the capital of Aklan province. It's not a city, it's still a municipality, it's still a town. But a lot of people go to Calibo because of the big cemetery in Calibo. So it's gonna be packed. It's like I said, I'll try to sneak in. My gym is in Calibo. Try to sneak in, going to the gym this morning, but we'll see. If I see a big traffic by the bridge, I'm just gonna turn around and go back home. We bought groceries yesterday. We got family here. So we're gonna we have enough food. Last night, Dazzle cooked bulalo. Ray was like asking Dazzle how did Dazzle cook the bulalo? Because bulalo usually is like slow cook. Takes time. I get all that the bone, the marrow taste on the broth, but. Yesterday is maybe a few hours. I told Ray, Dazzle cook in a few hours because we had some hungry people. We had some hungry people, Ray. They couldn't wait. They kept saying, "Oh, that's good enough. That's good enough. We can eat that." You don't have to be super tender. It doesn't have to be super tender. Jaime, I am Philippines. I know the language. Kumusta ka? Mabuti ako, kaibigan. Salamat that you asked me. I'm fluent too. I'm fluent in Tagalog. But I speak in English because most of our viewers, 80% of our viewers are in Canada, US, Australia, mostly English speaking. That's why I speak. But I'm fluent in Tagalog. I was born and raised in Manila. Enrique Hill. Yep, that's the thing. I was just, Fortune, man. I'll be 60 next year, man. My brain, man, it doesn't function like it used to. I forget things. It's like it is what it is. It is what it is. It's like part of getting older. Your mind is not as sharp. It's like. It's a play on actor Enrique Hill. I know Enrique Hill. I remember that actor. Good for recall. All right, Enrique. And oh, makes sense. Enrique Hill. Enrique Hill. Gil. That actor. Enrique Hill. All right. Thank you, Fortune. I need all the help I can get, Fortune, man. This memory thing, it's like, it's killing me, brother. It's like, there's so many things that I used to just like snap, remember. I used to be very sharp, but, part of that aging thing, man. It's like, and I knew part of it too, when I went through my treatments. A lot of things are off. It's not the same. My hearing, my equilibrium, I even had vertigo. Man, those treatments that I endured, man, they're just brutal because it messed my whole body up. It's like when you go to like those cancer treatments, they basically poisoned my whole body. So it's not just my organs inside, my brain, everything's just like it's off, but I'm slowly getting back to normal. So thank you, James. Enrique Hill. Colasi is where Mount Majestic. I know that Mount Majestic. I haven't been there. I haven't been to Mount Majestic. I think it's like a serious climb to get up there. I've heard there's a trekker group here, Fortune. It's called Aklan Trekkers. They do a lot of like mountain climbing, camping up in the mountains. It's a big group, actually. They're on Facebook. You can look them up. It says Aklan Trekkers. They do stuff like that. They go climb Mount Majas and all that. I don't know if I have the capability. I don't know if I have the stamina yet, to handle that. But wouldn't mind someday. Climb. That used to be my thing, man. I used to love hiking. I used to like when I was in Tucson, Arizona, man. Mount Lemmon, Bear Canyon. It's like I would hike up the mountains all the time. Now, I would take my mountain bike in the middle of the desert. There were like trails in Arizona where you can take your mountain bike in the desert. That was my thing. But the stamina, my stamina is not quite there yet, but I'm getting there. That's why I'm working out in the gym, man. That's why I'm trying to get my workout in the gym. I got Dazzle's bicycle there. I ride the bicycle in the neighborhood here, just trying to build up my stamina. So maybe one day I can climb Mount Majas. Hello, James and Karen from Michael W. Tibiao. Next, James. I know, right? Tibiao. Tibiao is nice. I think Tibiao is like further past Colasi. Coming from, I think it goes from Pandan to Colasi and then to Tibiao. Tibiao is like, I know they have a nice river. I know a lot of people do the kawa, the bath, like hot bath in that big metal hot bath. Yeah, you sit there. It's like kind of like a nice bathtub while you're like by the river, hearing the water because it's like shallow water with rocks. I know it's an amazing experience. I actually did that kawa before. Dazzle and I, we did that in where did we do that? We did it in Malay. One of the Nabaoy River has that same thing. Nabaoy River, you got that water, you got that rocks, you hear the river, like the flow of the river, like so calming. And then you're on that kawa bath laying there, and they even put flowers on the hot water. They sometimes put milk. They put beer on it. I guess it's good for the skin. Man, I just enjoy it. It's like I'm all for like a kawa bath, man. I'll do that any day. It's so relaxing. You're there. They're pouring like hot water. They don't really boil you in there. They make it look like they're boiling you because they'll put like a fire underneath you, but it's not really like heating that metal kawa. It's just for show, for picture. Most of the time, the water is in it. They're pouring hot water into you got somebody servicing you. It's like not expensive either. I think we paid like maybe 300 pesos for it. Definitely worth it. If you're thinking of doing the kawa bath is what it's called. Kawa, kawa bath. Amazing experience. If you've never done it, you should, because usually, like I said, the kawa baths, they're right beside the river. Like along the river banks is where they put the kawa. So while you're laying there, like on your hot bath, you can just hear the water, water from the river. That's all the noise that you hear is just water. Like very calming and relaxing. No fortune, not Tikao, but did go to Burias a few times. All right. We are putting a group together to clown. Mount Majas. Getting a permit. Oh, man. That's going to be, I can't wait for that video, James. That's going to be awesome, brother, man. I can't wait for you to do that, brother. That's going to be so much fun, man. That's going to be so much fun. Just be prepared, because when you climb up those mountains, James, and I'm sure I'm sure you're experienced, make sure you got your raincoat, waterproof gear and all that, because you don't want to get up there and like a torrential rain hits you all of a sudden, because the climate changes, up in those mountains, especially this time of the year. Like I said, probably better to climb it January to May, but I know how you are, James. You're an adventurer, man. You don't care about the weather. You're like, man, that makes it more fun. I know you, man. It's like James is like the ultimate adventurer, man. Rain and typhoon doesn't scare James, man. Me, man, I gotta be careful taking Dazzle to those kind of things. She'll like smack me. Why did you take me here? Dazzle will be like, I don't want to be here, HD, James, some of us need to get back into shape to climb that. I know, right? It's like, me, man, I feel good, man. It's like, I'm like 148 pounds. I'm 5'10", 148. I'm in a good weight. I'm stronger now. I can do more push-ups. I can lift. It's just a stamina. It's like that's one thing that the treatments did to me. It's like I used to be a runner. 5 kilometers used to be like a jog for me, So, but now, I get tired easy. My lungs are, I don't know what happened to my lungs. I mean, they x-rayed me. They did all the ultrasound on me, and all my organs seems to be normal. But I just get tired easy. It could be aging too. It could be like because I'm near 60, but I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping, that's why I keep pushing. It's like I'm in the gym. I hit the treadmill. I do an hour on the treadmill, light jogging for an hour on the treadmill. But I'm getting there. I'm trying to be ready by this summer, because this coming summer, March, April, May of this 2026, I want to do more things. I want to like climb mountains. I want to like snorkel again. I want to do things that I used to be able to do easily, but now it's taking more of an effort. I haven't given up, man. I want to do those things still. I ain't dead yet, man. It's like I'm not buried yet. I want to still live, man. I still want to like enjoy the things that I used to enjoy. Ruben's even trying, my friend Ruben, he's even trying to talk me into buying a mountain bike again, man. That I'm trying to like be careful, just because if I do get a mountain bike, more like on the road, like paved roads, all that mountain trekking, all the dirt road, mud road, I think I'm done with that, because I don't know, I want to get injured. That'll be the last thing I want to happen to me is, break a hip or break a knee, or, injure my knee or anything. I've not had any surgery. I've never injured I got strong knees, a strong back. I've never had anything wrong with me physically, so I do not want to like be the problem now. I don't want to like fall on my mountain bike and break my arm or injure myself. So I am careful. That's why I gave up mountain biking. When I got here, when I was 45 years old, for like the next 10 years, that's all I did. I rode mountain bikes here, everywhere here in Panay Island, in Buruanga, Antique. I was just riding my mountain bike, but I gave it up because I knew, man, I couldn't afford getting hurt. That'd be like the worst thing would be like needing surgery, and then you're never the same once you suffer through a surgery, like a break in a bone or something. I don't want to like go through that. Liam Global, mabuhay brother, mabuhay kapatid. James, hello, Liam's gone global. All right. Great Mike, HD. Climb half dome in Yosemite in one day. Oh, wow, wow. Awesome, awesome, HD. That took about 12 hours from Yosemite Valley all the way to the dome, then back. I have a feeling it's something similar climb, 14 miles uphill. Whew, man. I don't know if I can handle 14 miles uphill, man. That's a lot of climbing. Yes, James has to be a group climb. Yeah, group climb. Just for safety reason. And you want a good experienced guide, for sure. Good morning, James and Karen. Liam, go. HD, I hope I can do it. You can do it. Yeah, I'm rooting for you, James. You can do it, brother. You're young, man. You're young. You can do it, James. You might have to do some training, might have to do some training before. Practice at small hills and small climbs, before you take on that big climb, man. Hi, James and Karen's Adventures. Derek, Dodgers in 7. Hey, man, I ain't giving up on my Dodgers, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good, man. We are getting spanked, man. Blue Jays, man. Pitching, hitting, man, they're killing us, man. The Blue Jays are, I have to admit, I'm not one of those fanatics. I love my Dodgers. I'll support them, but it looks like we're going down. Looks like we're going down, man. And the better win's gonna win. If the Blue Jays become champions, they're the better team, man. They perform at the clutch. They perform, during when it's needed. The Dodgers, unfortunately, all of a sudden we can't hit. We can't hit. It's like one run. I was like, one run? Are you serious? But we'll see. I mean, like I said, I ain't given up on my Dodgers yet, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. And for us Dodger fans, man, this is not new to us. The Dodgers, besides the championship last year, the Dodgers torture us. It's like, for many years, the Dodgers had like the best regular season and they get eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. So, for us Dodger fans, for me actually, like, I'm just happy they made it to the World Series. They didn't embarrass themselves again where they do so good in the regular season and they come playoff time, they get swept in the first round. So to me, it's like, it's still been a good season. It's like, we've had some highs, but hopefully we can come back, but it's not gonna like kill me or anything. Widow James. Liam Gone Global is a friend. Oh, okay, Liam, all right, Liam Gone Global, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for joining the live stream, Liam. Thumbs up. Dikit, guys. Thumbs up. Is that thumbs up? Is that like a thumbs up? Please don't forget to give. Oh, thank you, Michael. Yamamoto pitching. Yeah. Now I feel confident about Yamamoto. He's been a beast. It's like, if anything, he's really the only one that's like, I'm glad that he's on our team. I'm glad that Yamamoto, it's like, I think he's the only one really pitching that well. I mean, Snell, disappointing, of course, yesterday. Otani's been okay. I mean, they just didn't have the run support. That's the problem. They didn't help our starting pitching. But Yamamoto, he don't need help, man. He can go like 9 innings. He can do it all by himself. So I'm glad at least we got him going in Game 6. So hopefully we can tie it up. Kolasi is really awesome. We had fun flying the drone there. I saw that you were flying the drone there. I saw, when Karen was talking, you were sitting by that like cover like that, and you were like flying the drone, man. So that's cool, James. Definitely, James, just taking care of errands so that the house is livable to move into, getting the services back on, and clearing the forest. Fortune, some of our best memories when we were kids was taking the ferry Manila, Iloilo, vice versa during the summer. I know, right? To me, man, so I love the ferries. I've taken the ferry from Caticlan to Batangas, 12 hours on the ferry. And it was just amazing because, like, I remember we left Caticlan like at midnight And I got up that morning like at 5 because I'm always up, right? So I was like, I went to the top of, it was a to-go ferry, a very nice boat, very nice ferry. I went to the top deck of the to-go ferry. They had a cafe there where they actually have a live band there during the nighttime. But during that morning, they serve coffee. So I got myself a cup of coffee. Man, I sat there, it's like, I felt like I was in like the Titanic or something, like the movie, I was sitting up there just watching the sunrise, like background of the ocean. Man, I was like, wow, this is amazing. It's like, and the same thing, when we left Batangas to go back to Caticlan, I think we left Batangas around 4 p.m. So it was the sunset that I got to see out in the middle of the ocean. I wasn't in the Navy. Like I know guys in the Navy. That's probably U.S. Navy. That's probably just like a normal thing. It's not a big deal to them because they saw many sunrise, sunset out in the middle of the ocean. But for me, I don't get to experience that. The only time I experienced that was riding the ferry. So very memorable. You don't forget. You don't forget when you experience something like that. When you see that, when you see like sunrise in the morning or sunset in the evening time, just amazing on those ferries. And that's why, like I said, I do not mind the ferries at all. I'll take the ferry any day. I don't mind sitting on a boat for like 12 hours. To me, that's fun. I think to me it slows everything down. When you're flying, when you're taking a 1-hour flight, the airport, the hassle at the airport, the delays at the airport, the crowd. When you're in a ferry, it's like you can walk around the ferry, you can check out the different floors. They got cafeteria, they got cafes. It's not like you're stuck in your chair. You can walk around. To me, it's fun. I do not mind the ferries at all. I enjoy it. HD can go help if you need with Karen and Tonton. All right. There you go. HD. James is offering his help if you need any help. Derek, I just checked Navy Federal. Say pay may be delayed. Oh, wow. Me, I saw my military pension's already been deposited in my account in the US. So I'm not sure what pay is getting delayed at Navy Federal if it's your military pension. My military pension came in a few days ago for November already. So not that I was checking, I always just like look at my account, make sure, but it's not like I need the money. We have money spread around here with our pesos here. I actually changed all the dollars that we were holding here. I have a dollar account here with PNB, a dollar account with Banco de Oro. I switched all my money to pesos because it's highest all-time high for the peso exchange here. So that's why I made that move. And I know, I mentioned yesterday, usually come December, there's a dip here for the peso exchange rate. So if you got dollars right now here in the Philippines, now is a good time to like take advantage of that before it dips again. It would not surprise me from a high of 59, it'll dip back down to 56, 55. So if you're holding any dollars, now is the time to exchange it. I also took the ferry from Bohol to Cebu. We took that Fortune 2022, December 2022. We took the fast craft though. Man, the fast craft from Cebu City to like Tagbilaran, I think it took 2 hours, man. It was so fast. It was so fast that, you got on top of the fast craft, you could feel like the breeze, the fast craft from Cebu City to Tagbilaran in Bohol. You can charge your Blue Yeti. Oh yes, Blue Yeti, man. I do not even have the solar panels for it because I just charge it in my car. That's how I charge it. If it gets low, I just plug it into the cigarette lighter and I drive to Calibo or New Washington. By the time we get back, it's like fully charged. So this is golden to me, man. The Blue Yeti, because I have survived 1 month before or 1 week before electricity. It's not a problem for us, I'm Filipino, it's like if it happens again, if we lose electricity for that time, it's not like we know how to live. We know how to survive. And I'm military. I'm ex-military. I'm retired United States Air Force 20 years. So, I've been to harsher conditions. To me, if electricity goes out for a week, I mean, it's an inconvenience, but it's nothing like I can't survive. It's like, hopefully in about a week or two, I'll have a chance to visit. We are hiring some people to clear the trees and bushes that took over the place. Need to clear up the termite mold. Woo, wow. Got a lot of work. You got a lot of work, HD. Got a lot of work there. You can charge Blue Yeti with the sun. Yes, I know. I just haven't bought the panels. I think I saw it at Lazada. I think they're down to like 9,000 pesos now. The Blue Yeti solar panels. It's foldable. It's like portable panels for it. But I have not had a need for it because like I usually charge my Blue Yeti with regular power, like regular electricity. And then if the power goes out, I can charge it in my car. Yeah. Maybe one day I'll consider buying it. But, if you know me, man, I'm so frugal. And for me, it's like one more thing I got to keep here. We have a tiny house. Our house is like 430 square foot. That panels, I'll have to find a place to store it. One more thing to like store in our tiny homes. I try to I'm a minimalist. I try to not, get a lot of things, the clutter in the house. The brother-in-laws too and family will be here for lunch. All right, have fun, man. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun, Fortune. It's always fun with family, especially if you haven't seen them for a while. Sharing foods, sharing stories. I like that. That's why me, man. It's like I was telling my friend Grave here in our house. We got a 2-bedroom, right? We got a 2-bedroom. We had 8 people here, man. But that's how Filipinos roll, man. I'm not worried. We got 1 bathroom. We got 8 people here, right? That doesn't bother me, man. To me, it's like, we're Filipinos. We're like family. It's like, I'm not going to turn away family. It's like they want to come, hey, come on. We'll find a place for you to sleep. It's like, it's all fun. That's what we do here. That's what we do, man. And we'll be here for lunch. They visit the memorial park with their kids before coming over. Oh, wow, 1 kilometer. That's like close, man. Man, you can almost walk that. If there's like traffic, if there's like problem with parking, Fortune, you can almost walk that from your house. Guitar. Hello, guitar. How hard was boot camp? For me, actually, boot camp was easy for me. I was 17 years old when I attended boot camp. Well, this is the Air Force now. We're kind of like, because out of all the military services, we're probably like considered the weakest as far as like, weakest as far as the easiest. We probably have the easiest boot camp that the Air Force did. But when I joined the Air Force, I was 17 years old, and when I was in high school, I was running cross-country track. I was like, I was a distance runner in high school. So when I went to basic training, the run for me was a joke, man. The run, they made us run in basic training like a mile and a half. Mile and a half was all you had to run at a certain time. I could do that in day one. I was like, and then the obstacle course, I was kind of like, Mayo and the officer and the gentleman. I was worried about, man, can I break the record? What record did I have on the obstacle course? Because when I went to basic training, man, I was like 140 pounds. I was like light, I was a runner. I was light. So the obstacle course, I was flying through that obstacle course. I didn't break the record, of course. It's like I wasn't that good, but I enjoyed basic training. I was the youngest on my basic training class. There was like 40 of us. I've only been in the United States at that time, maybe 5 years. I had a hard time understanding my drill instructor. Tech Sergeant Upton was his name. He's a 6'4" white guy from Texas. So he had that drawl like, he talked like that. I'm like, when he says the command, I'm like, what the heck did he say? Did he say left or did he say right? Because you have to listen to him, right? When he's marching you and you go, you know, like, what was that? What was that command? You know, it's like, and then of course you mess up, you know, you're like, you went left instead of going right, and then he'd be like right in front of your face, like chewing you out, you know. But for me, you know, I knew that, you know, my recruiter had told me that, you know, don't mind all the yelling, don't mind all that, you know, that's just to like confuse you and all that. So for me, basic boot camp was fun. You know, it's like I still have friends today that I went to boot camp with. You know, it's like to this day, imagine, you know, that's been over 40, what's that, 40, I was 17, 42 years, 42 years ago was my boot camp. And to this day, I'm still friends with Vincent, you know, my boy Vincent. You know, we were like bunkmates in boot camp, and he's still a friend of mine to this day. Calico TV, hi, all right. No worries on the memory, Ginno. You are just right. All right, thank you, Fortune. Hey, you helped me out, Fortune. You know, you're hooking the brother up, man. You're always like got my back, and I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate your Fortune. You know, it's like if I don't tell you that enough, you know, I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate you always covering me on the live stream, telling, you know, providing like the information correctly. You know, it's like. Always, you know, I don't feel offended if you correct me, man. I love the way you're handling things. Thank you so much, Fortune. You are my brother. You are my brother, Fortune. By the way, it's do or I know, man. It's do or die, man. You know, more likely die, probably, man. The way we're looking, you know, the way we're hitting, man, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for my Dodgers, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. Hello, Master Sergeant from Southern Cal, Benny. My maternal grandparents' burial plot is no longer distinguishable, all right? It now looks like a condominium. Wow. Their close relatives who passed after them were placed on top of their burial plot. That is common. I mean, that is common, Southern Cal, Benny. Like even here in Calibo, I see the burial plots. There's burial plots like 5 plots, like 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, it's like, because, you know, I guess they're not building another cemetery. I mean, there's space. They should just build another cemetery. But, you know, they're just putting the tombs like on top of each other. So that is common practice. I've seen that here. Even here at the Numancia here, the cemetery here, I see the same thing where it's like, well, you got a bottom one, there's another person buried, another person, you know, they just stack him, you know, they stack him high. Good morning, sir. Coffee today? Yes, I got my coffee, man. I got my Ginno with coffee cup, man. JP, all right. Hey, JP, we're good. We're good on the La Casa for those the dates, like 1, 2, 3, 3 nights. We're good for that. And I'm still trying to get you in there for the month. For, you know, month. I haven't given up on the month of January. I'm still. I need to talk to the owner because. The Nathan, the manager, he doesn't know what's going on. And it's like the owner, if I talk to Filipina, the owner of the building, he knows what's up. You know, he knows that he better take care of us. He better take care of the Panay posse because like, I might move you guys to another apartment if they don't treat us right, man. They gotta like, you know, we got what's that? A bargaining chip. We got like a negotiable chip, man. You know, it's like, you guys are moving into La Casa Española. So it's like, the manager, if he's not acting right, man, I gotta go straight to the top. I gotta go straight to the owner, man. Make sure the owner knows what's going on. A typical American-sized dude would look funny in a kawa. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that, Southern Cal, Benny. But they do come in different sizes, you know. Because, you know, of course, Filipino, you know, the business people here, the Filipino business people, they know, you know, there's a lot of foreigners that come here to Panay Island. So I have seen, you know, different, you know, they're making larger kawa. You know, it's not just like one single size. You know, they are making bigger size kawa. Next time I go, I'll have to take a picture of it. My friend Jamal, you know, he's a little, you know, about the same size tall as me. You know, he fit fine. He got a nice picture when I took him to at Nabaoy River. He got to experience it at Nabaoy River. Canadian gig, life and more. Wow, Canadian. All right. I got a lot of Canadians watching the live stream here, watching our channel. Thank you. Thank you so much for Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Thank you, thank you. One of my good friends, David, is in Canada. He's originally from United Kingdom, so me and him chat all the time on WhatsApp, and he always calls me old mucka. Me old mucka, my mate, my mate. It's like we're always chatting. He sends me videos on my phone. He has a nice yard. He lives by a lake. He's always showing me, and we're sharing experiences on our phone. Good guy. I love being David's friend. My mate, my mate. HD, hi JP. All right, JP. Good morning, brother Mark. All right, good morning, Mark Whitberg. Good morning, my brother Shekel. That's 18 innings was insane. I know. I mean, I watched the 18 innings. It's like I thought that game would never end, but that was fun. I mean, like I said, the Dodgers. Even if we don't win it all this year, it's been a good run. It's like at least they made it to the World Series. You can't win it all. Especially the stakes are high, the pressure and all that. I understand. So, but at least we did. We got there, so it's all good. Bert's always like asking all these personal questions. It's like I don't know what's up with you, Bert. LOL. I already spent most of my monthly November pay. You already spent your November pay, Daniel. You already spent. That's funny, man. Captain Ron, the Pinay posse will help carry Ginno up the mountain. All right, man. It's like, let's go, man. I might just have to bring like one of those foldable chairs. So if I get tired, I'll just sit down and wait for the guys. But hey, I'm getting there, man. I think my stamina's building up. I ain't giving up, man. I'm still like doing all I can to get fit again. Andy, good morning. Have had terrible experience dating Filipinas online. LOL, time to give up? Well, Andy, I always tell people this, man. Dating a Filipina, when you're in the US, right, dating online, man, your chances of finding that gem of a Filipina, odds are against you, unfortunately. There's just so many scams, so many, sometimes you're not even sure if you're talking to a girl, it's like online, it doesn't matter what dating site. And a lot of times those Filipinas on the dating site, they're talking to several guys. They're not just talking to you. So I don't recommend the dating sites. I always tell people, just come here to the Philippines, try it for 30 days on vacation, whatever, and meet the Filipinas here in person. That whole, I know there's people that's been successful. James, James from James and Karen's Adventure, he met Karen online, but man, that's like a needle in a haystack, brother. It's like if you're expecting to meet a Filipina, to date a Filipina online, unfortunately, a lot more foreigners get into like a trouble instead of like finding their Filipina when it's online. Just so much, even James will tell you he had to go through several, craziness with the Filipinas that he met online, and that's common. Most people that I talk to that they're trying to date a Filipina online, it's the craziness that it's better if you come here. It's better when you have friends here like me, Dazzle. We can introduce people to you that we've already kind of vetted. It's like I would not like introduce someone to you if it's like someone that that's kind of shady or kind of like I'm not sure about, because that's my reputation too, and that's how you normally meet people here, through the friends you meet here in the Philippines. Once you come here, you got Panay Posse. It's like we kind of you meet. We know Filipinas here, so we know like I'm not just gonna recommend somebody to you when you get here. It's the same, most of the time. A lot of the expats that I know here that meet their Filipina, they usually meet it from another expat, or the expat, the wife of the expat. Oh, I have a friend that you might like. That's usually the best way to meet a Filipina. Online, and it's just your odds are stacked against you to meet somebody nice online, brother. Michael C, good morning, bro. Good morning, bro. Glad you can make it. My good friend in Trece Martires in Cavite. Hopefully you're having good weather there, man. My weather here is awesome, man. Look at this, man. Look at how bright the sun is. It's like bright and sunny here today. Gonna be a nice day here. Gonna be enjoying the day for sure. Good AM, Michael C. Bill Meyer, good morning. Good morning, Bill. Good morning, brother. What's your plan this long weekend, sir? If you know me, Shekel fan, I'm not a planner. I just go with the flow. It's like when Dazzle wakes up, when Leanna wakes up, when the family here wakes up, we just like, what are we gonna do? It's like we don't plan. We don't plan, man. JP, I think James should carry. Piggyback. I don't know, man. I know that's a long climb up the mountain. Mount Majas is no joke, man. That's a big mountain to climb, man. So how to do it, man? I don't know, JP. That man, that is no joke. Climbing Mount Majas. That's like that you got to be a really good trekker. I mean, I'm sure they got paths. I'm sure they got a trail. But sometimes some of those trails, that's why you need a good guide. The good guide will have a machete because sometimes, those trails get overgrown, so somebody's got to like chop all that stuff, It's like you have to have a good guide for sure. You don't want to climb up there. Look for a Filipina at the good fishing spots. All right, JP. There's always Filipinas at the fishing spots, man. Loola's Fish Farm. Every time on the weekends, there, Saturday, Sunday, there's always Filipinas fishing there. That's usually a good, for JP, that's a good indication. It's like if a Filipina knows how to fish. Vegasville, LOL. JP, have you seen James? Oh man, that's cold. Vegasville. Man, James is all right, man. I've seen James climb rocks at Licticon. James. I remember that one rock at Licticon. He's climbing up there. Yeah, he can do a little bit of climbing. Michael C. Morning fortune. All right. Weather here is the same. All right. Good weather. JP. I really like the size of the fish at MM. I'm trying to think what MM. I'm trying to think MM. All right. Shekel fan, I met more females online than in person. LOL. I struggle finding one in person. Of course, you're gonna meet a ton. If you go on the dating sites and you pay at the dating sites, right? They're gonna like flood you with people that you would meet online. But how many of them are real? How many of them are like really authentic, really wanting to meet a partner? It's like you don't know what those people. There's so much stuff going on online. There's so many scams going online. Meeting a person, you can at least eyeball to eyeball the person. You'll notice things when you meet a person is she busy on her phone? Is it like when you meet her in person, she's like constantly on her phone? The way they look, the way they dress, is there jewelry involved? Is this woman's like high maintenance? There's things that you will immediately know when you meet a Filipina in person. You can kind of like, well, that's not for me. You can kind of like, online, there's no telling, how they would be when you meet them in person. Michael C, you need 007 for the mountains. James Bond, you need James Bond for the mountains. All right, Michael C. Daniel, I looked tired, tried online for several years and concurred with you. 10,000%. It's a pretty huge waste of time and effort to try online. Like I said, Daniel, there's been people successful online, but I think if you try online, the odds are stacked against you. I think you're better off coming here to the Philippines. You're going to be part of the Panay Policy. When we have get-togethers, hopefully we'll invite Filipina friends. They have, if we go fishing at Loola's Fish Farm, we'll invite people. That's how you meet. Like the normal how you meet people. Like if you go to church, a lot of times church here in the Philippines. I always tell people, man, if you want to meet a good Filipina, go to church. And it don't matter what church you attend. You know, it's like you will meet good Filipinas in church. I think that's, you know, it's better than online. You know, it's better than online because when you go to church here, you're like grabbed by that community. Let's say you pick like a Christian group, a born again group, Catholic, whatever church you attend here. Those church groups, you know, they do picnics, they do get-togethers. You know, you'll be exposed to Filipinas that go to church. It can't hurt. You know, it can't hurt to meet a Filipina that goes to church. You know, it's like those usually are the good girls. You know, when they go to church, usually, you know, I'm not saying all Filipinas that go to church are good girls, but there's a good chance that you will meet a good girl in church here. It doesn't hurt to put some I mean, you don't have to like be baptized, you don't have to like join that religion, you know, just attend. Like, you know, they're always, you know, most groups here, Christian groups here, they're always willing to like convert people, introduce the Bible, introduce their teachings to you. It's not like you gotta like accept their teachings, right? You're just attending there, you know. To me, it's like it can't hurt. It's like I said, it's a good place. It's a good place to meet Filipinas. I think it's better than meeting a Filipina in a bar. You know, it's like I would rather meet a Filipina in church than meeting a Filipina in a bar, man. MM. Oh, okay. Now I was trying to, man, you know, sorry about that, JP. I know now. The the resort, the convention resort. That's my bad there, JP. I love the videos where James is riding the motorcycle in the mountains. Yeah, I know. That's why I was telling James, man, I love the motor vlogs. You know, every time, you know, now with the new motorbike, you know, he can access more mountainous areas. You know, and I'm learning from him because I've never ridden a motorbike like without the scooter on Bumblebee's automatic. So like James is like talking when he's riding the motorbike. It's like climbing up the hill. He's got a gear 1. I was like, oh, okay, gotta go gear 1. You know, it's like I don't know those kind of things. So I'm like watching it intently because I'm learning stuff from James. And LV and Ted in Journeys in Bohol, right? Good morning. They got a YouTube channel too. They live on a mountaintop or hilltop in Bohol with a view of the ocean, view of Cebu, man. I love Ted when he goes online, you know, when he goes live stream with that view for like sunset. You know, I love when I catch it, you know, when it gets me notified, man, I'm like, oh, I'm watching that, man. I'm watching that. Like again. All right, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. I've met a couple Filipina in person already. You just need to talk to them. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, Edgar's been here like going on not yet 2 months. Edgar hits 2 months here in November. He got here September 18. And Edgar's been meeting Filipinas here. You know, it's like so it's not a problem to meet a Filipina here. The one thing about Filipinas, if you're coming here, you're a foreigner. You know, you're coming from the U.S. When you go to the mall or something, just smile. You know, just smile at them. Hey, you know, just like I mean, it's not hard. It's not hard to meet a Filipina here in person. Yes, online can be overwhelming. I met my Rose online. She was definitely the needle in a haystack, right? See, everybody that I talked to that met their Filipina online, every single one of them, it's like Michael is saying, it's a needle in a haystack. It's like you have to go through the ringer with all the nonsense online stuff before you finally land your Filipina. To me, you're better off just coming here to the Philippines and meeting the person live, in person. You know, that way you can observe things about that Filipina instead of like you know, you even got that surprise where you think you met the right Filipina online. Then when you finally meet them, you fly to the Philippines, the airport, you know, a fun thing in the airport. and then you learn things. You learn things that you didn't know. It's like when you were communicating online, it's a lot better, man, if you just like meet the person here. It's like hang out with the person for a while. Be friends, be in the friend zone. Just be in the friend zone, not in a hurry to be like dating a couple. Be on that friend zone for a while. You learn a lot about the Filipina that way. It's like listening to her friends. Before you make that the jump to like ask that Filipina out on a date. LV, yep, Ginno, thanks for the shout out. All right, LV, I recognized that when I saw LV. I know you guys are journeys in Bohol. JP, my woman picker is way broken. And my woman picker, I am hoping to get some coaching before. Hey, don't worry, JP, we'll watch out for you. And that's the thing, it's like for me and Dazzle, I've been here 14 years. I've seen many dynamic between expat and Filipina. I will give you good advice. I will not sugarcoat it, JB. It's like Edgar can tell you about this. It's like if I see something that doesn't seem right, if the Filipina is like everything is about money, usually that's a big red flag. It's like, when you're dating a Filipina, all of a sudden you're like paying all the Filipinas bills or the family bills and all that, big red flag. To me, when, especially in the beginning of the relationship between an expat Filipina, it's, money shouldn't be like a big piece of it. If money is a big piece of in the beginning of the relationship here, things will go wrong. It's like, you really want to meet the Filipina that, you're feeling the love. You're feeling like the Filipina cares about you, prioritizes you. But when the Filipinas prioritizing money, when everything's about money, I need this, I need that, I need money, man, that's a big red flag. But you got friends here, JP. You got friends here, man. The Panay Posse will watch out for you. I'll be like I'll be like, hey, bro. Maybe that's not the right one. Maybe, it's like, just eat balut, Filipina. Oh yeah, eat balut. That's like that's your strategy to meet a Filipina. Eat balut. Hey man, they would. I mean, that would take some bravery. That would, buy you some points if you eat balut. I mean, that's funny. That's all women. Liquor. That's all women. Good AM, Ted. Good AM, Ted. All right. JP, David, I was going to try it until I saw. I know. JP is like traumatized from Ray in the Philippines. If you haven't seen the video, Ray in the Philippines got a video about him eating a balut. I think it traumatized JP. He said, "I ain't eating that balut." When Ray in the Philippines ate that balut, the Filipinas that were with Ray didn't warn him. In balut, you got the yellow, the yolk part of the duck. That's pretty soft. You can swallow that easy. There's the embryo, that little duck, But the white part, I guess that's kind of like with an egg, that's the egg white. The white part, when they cook the balut, that duck egg, that white part gets hard. So the mistake that Ray did is like he swallowed the whole thing. Man, he could have choked on that hard part. They didn't tell him that. Because when you notice Filipinas, when they eat the balut, they take a bite of the balut and they chew the balut. But that white part, that's usually the last part that they eat. Or they'll take little pieces of the white part. That white part could be a big chunk. And if you try to swallow that whole, you can choke on that balut. So that's why JP got traumatized. He's not trying balut anymore. And I think, JP, the other thing, you gotta like, on the balut, there's like a 15-day-old balut, 16-day-old balut, 17-day balut. I think Ray got like the oldest balut possible. I think he might have gotten like 17 days, Those 15, 16, 17 days, it makes a difference. Because, the embryo grows, by the time 17 day, man, that embryo has already got a beak. You already got like a wings and all that, So he got like an older balut. He should have started with like the younger balut, like the 15-day balut, Start slow. We met on LV, we met online, and yeah, you really need to take your time. I came 6 times here before we got married in the US and have been married. Yeah, it's like you see so many people, right, Ted? You see so many people though that they meet their Filipina online, and I think I mean, I'm not gonna say it's a mistake. I mean, if it works out, it works out. It'd be a good thing. But you see many people online. It's like the first meeting they have with the Filipina, they'll meet at the airport, but they're already engaged. They're already like, they haven't even met the family yet. They haven't even know the dynamic of the family, the Filipina, but they're just in a hurry to get like the fiance. What was that show? 90 Day Fiance. You see so many of that. It's like you're going like, what's the rush in marriage? It was like marriage shouldn't be rushed into, right? It's like it should be like, this is a potential life partner that you're going to spend many, many years, but some people are just in a hurry. It's like they meet the Filipina online, they fly on their vacation here, 2-week vacation, they're engaged, their fiance visaing the Filipina to the States. A lot of things can go wrong with that because, like, do you really know the Filipina? Do you really know the dynamic, the Filipinas family? It's just, to me, it's just better if you come to the Philippines, you date a Filipina here, take your time. If it takes a year, if it takes 2 years to date the Filipina before you pop that question, will you marry me? It's like, what's the rush to like marry someone? That I don't understand. I have 12 months to live in US. How many girls can I impregnate? Yeah, I don't know, man. To me, that's like, that's a bad attitude. That's a bad attitude because you think you got money. For me, stay in America. That you're not gonna do well here with that kind of attitude, my friend. The Philippines will eat you up. Announcing that you got that kind of money, that you're all after the girls here. You're not gonna do well here. Learn Tagalog, David. Learn Tagalog. All right, Michael C. Yes, you are right. Remember, my Filipina is 52. So she is more settled. Yep, that's the thing too. It's like you got that option. I know most of us, you see on YouTube, we got the age gap, big age gap with our spouses. But, like Michael C, it's like not a big age gap. You got that option here. It's like you can date Filipinas that are older here that way. It's not the big age gap. You got to realize if you date a younger Filipina like me, I'm 29 years older than Dazzle. If you date a younger Filipina, you end up being more like a mentor, like a teacher to the Filipina because they don't know a lot of things. So it takes patience. It takes patience explaining things, and then while you're teaching, while you're mentoring your Filipina, you also have to treat herself, her and you equal. You can't treat her like, because you're like telling her every time what to do, that you're better than her. It's a different dynamic. It's like you really have to be very understanding, and you also be patient. Because if you're dating somebody a lot younger than you, that person's not going to be in the same mature level, the same experience that you have. So you have to be like very understanding of that Filipina. JP, Ginno will smooth things out with their husband before you take them on a date. Smooth that. I don't do that. I would never introduce anybody with that's married here. To me, that's wrong. You go to jail here for that, my friend. You don't do that here in the Philippines. You date a married Filipina here, you're asking to go to jail here in the Philippines if you do that. Michael C. Yes, I was with Ray when he bought that. I didn't believe he was going to do it. He don't believe he was going to do it, man. I believe it. I believe it, man. Ray, Ray is, he's he'll go for it, man. Ray is like all about being adventurous, trying everything here. I knew he would do it. I knew he would. Ray's the type that would eat balut for sure. I have heard stories. All right, JP. LD, Ray tried to eat the beak or bill. It, I guess, caught cause it's a duck. Yes, cause it's a duck. Cause it's a duck. Yeah, I think he ate like the LV. I think he ate he ate like the 17-day old. It's a pretty good duck in there already at 17 days. Big issue, Daniel says, is that lots of Pinay girls want you to live in their home area. Okay? My focus is low-cost living and where I use my insurance, etc. And that's a common dynamic. That's why I say, meet the Filipina, Daniel, where you want to be, right? Because a lot of times when you meet a Filipina online, the Filipina's gonna live, with the parents, whatever province that Filipina is living, right? It might not be the place where you want to live, right? And then if you're marrying that Filipina, more likely the Filipina's gonna want to live in that area. It could be a remote province. It could be a remote province, right? That's why I tell, like for you, Dan, I've mentioned this before. Same thing with Edgar, when Edgar was coming here. Go to the place where you want to be. Like if you want to be in Boracay, when you want to be in Panay Island, you want to be here. Go to the place where you want to be. And then the Filipino you'll meet already is in there. You're not meeting somebody, okay, it could be like somewhere in like Batanes, way up north in the Philippines is where she lives. It's like you met her online. So now you're moving to Batanes. Man, Batanes is like remote. I don't know what kind of hospital they got there. Traveling to like other places in the Philippines is hard from that area. You'll end up with that dynamic, because most Filipinas, they're not going to want to move away from their family. It's like, and to me, I've always told people this, if you meet a Filipina, you hear expats here saying, advising people, live at least one island, 2 islands away from your Filipinas family. That dynamic to me, it's not sound. Just my opinion now, because the family of the Filipina is a big part of her being. It's like family is everything here. Like Dazzle, mom, dad, nephews, sisters, brothers, they're all here in Aklan. So for me to move Dazzle like to Dumaguete, where she won't have that, where all her life she's around family, I don't agree with that. But everybody's entitled to do what they do. It's like if you want to isolate your Filipina from her family, but to me, I don't think that can end well for you. I don't think that can end well. I will do 0 day as an omelette. All right, a 0 day, man. There you go. That's an egg. You're doing like a regular egg, JB. LOL, yes, trust me, you'll learn the meaning of tampo in 1 year. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that not all Filipinos got tampo, but I've yet to meet one. I'm just all Filipinas to me have a little bit of tampo. Hey, and some guys got tampo. It's not just Filipinas. I've seen expats here be acting like they got tampo too. So it's not just, don't be saying that it's all about Filipinos. Expats here, I have seen expats here have tampo too, man. With the advancement in technology, you can't even trust that face you're talking online is real. The avatars. Oh, right. I didn't even think about that, Southern Cal Benny. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you could be like an AI. It could be like AI you're talking, man. Hey, Ryan, my good friend Ryan. All right, morning, Ginno. Great to keep grounded with your live streams. I will be back on Tuesday. All right, good. I'll be waiting, man. My good friend Ryan, I've met him in person. We hanged out a little bit in Calibo. He's been traveling. He went to Iloilo, Bacolod, Dumaguete, I think Bohol. So now he's coming back to Calibo. Looking forward to seeing you again, my friend. We'll be able to hang out again next week, then, since you're coming back to Calibo on Tuesday. Michael C, correct, bro. Be patient for sure. I am still learning with my I know, right? It's like even for me, it's like when Dazzle and I got married 9 years ago. That's really when we were in college. For 4 years. We were attending STI College Calibo. But when we got married in 2016, our 10-year anniversary is coming up here in April. But when we got married, we moved here to Camellia Clan. That was really, after knowing each other for many years already, that was really the start of like really getting to know each other, because, we're living in the same house, we're married, it takes time. And a relationship is a lot of work. Sometimes it gets complicated. I'm sure Michael C, you understand that, the dynamic with the family, but to me, it's been a blessing for me, because like for me, Dazzle and then Dazzle's family, they're now my family. Mom, I call her mom. Dad, I call her dad. It's like Leanna, she's my sister. To me, I gained a family here in the Philippines. I don't look at it as anything negative. It's all blessing to me that I have a family that looks out for me here, that takes care of me, watches my back. They're always like, make sure I'm okay, make sure they don't want me exerting a lot of effort, a lot of like strength, because they know I'm still recovering, on the recovery phase. I was dozing and listening, trying to give me balut night. Trying to give balut. We're giving Ray flashbacks of balut nightmares, man, for Halloween. If I even crack an egg and see a speck of red, I have to wash the pan and start over. I understand, Josh. Dazzle actually, when she cracks an egg here, she always cracks it in the bowl. She doesn't crack it in the skillet or doesn't add the egg on, she makes sure that the egg is good, because, you never know, it's like, it could be a bad egg. So she's careful when she's cooking. Fortune, good AM, Ryan. We're in the Philippines. I don't know. I don't know where Ryan is. Ryan, just traveling around north of Cebu. See, now it's at north of Cebu. All right, Ryan. Near a college town might be a good place to meet a nice Filipina. We have a community college here by us, and seemed it'd be a good place to look for a good girl. Right. Here in Calibo, Calibo here in the province of Aklan. Calibo is kind of like the university college belt of the whole province. There's 17 municipalities here in Aklan province. And from those 17 municipalities, all the kids that go to college are in Calibo. There's Aklan Catholic College. There's Garcia College, R College, STI College, Aklan Polytechnic, St. Gabriel College. There are several, at least 10 colleges in Calibo. So all the students, when they go to college in Calibo, a lot of them live in boarding houses in Calibo. So, target-rich environment, right? At least they're college students. You'll be graduating college. They're, a good chance to meet a Filipina. That's where I met Dazzle. I met Dazzle when I attended college in Calibo. So, good advice, Ted. Good advice. It's a target and rich environment. Dazzle's family is amazing. They are, man. To me, Dazzle's family is a blessing to me. It's like I'm blessed. I know I got lucky. It doesn't always happen that way, but to me, they're a blessing to me. Bantayan Island. Oh, right. Bantayan Island for Ryan. Maybe he's in Bantayan Island. Same here, bro. Her family is my family, and my U.S. family is hers. She chat with my family in the U.S. Same thing with Dazzle. Dazzle and my sister are like best friends. My sister in the U.S. in Houston already met Dazzle. She's already flown here, met Dazzle. She's going to be back here again. My sister is 69 years old. She'll be flying here in January, and she's going to stay 6 months with us, so... Can't wait to see my sister. We're not getting any younger. My sister's she'll probably be 70 next year. I'll be 60. So anytime that I have with my sister, she's really the only one left. Like, I have nephews and nieces in the U.S., but it's not the same. It's like with me, my sister and I, we're just like tight. That's like my last family that I feel like that's my family is my sister. So she's coming, she's coming here. It's going to be great. I hope to find someone older than college age. There's going to be a chance. JP Edgar is laying the ground for the Panay Posse, man. You're gonna meet Filipinas with Edgar, man. Edgar's like a smooth talker, man. Edgar, man, you're not gonna have a problem meeting Filipinas here. Like I said, what is that? Edgar is like doing the recon already. Edgar's doing a recon, man. He will introduce you to Filipinas here. He's meeting many Filipinas here. Single Filipinas. None of that married Filipinas. So all single Filipinas. That's a good suggestion, Ted. Better quality. Better quality. I have to agree. I mean, that's why not bad to meet somebody that's like college educated. It's like same here, Ginno. We have a lot of boarding houses here in Kangawa, Buena Vista, Bohol. Yeah, I mean Kalibo. That's one of the things in Kalibo. It's hard to find housing because of the amount of like college students in Kalibo. A lot of times they'll rent a house and they make the house like they bunk. They'll have each of the bedrooms will have like two people. So they pool their money so they can afford a house. Kind of like in the U.S. I'm the same thing with like kids going to college. Roommates. They get roommates. That's why a lot of the housing in Kalibo, they're tailored to like college students. All right. I got to the bottom of the comments here, and I'm almost at the 2-hour mark. I always try to keep it 2 hours or under. So I'm gonna get ready here. I'm gonna hit the gym. I'm gonna see if I can go to the gym in Kalibo, get my workout on this morning. I'll wake up Dazzle, see if she wants to go to the gym with me. All right, thank you, HD. Appreciate the salute, brother. All right, take care, everyone. For the people that's here in the Philippines, happy Undas. Enjoy spending time with your family. Treasure that moment. It's like not everybody has family. There's people that a lot of times in the U.S. I know families get separated by distance, so if you got family, man, hug your family. Be grateful that you found family anywhere you are. It's like family is a blessing. So enjoy that. Ginno, you only have one sibling. How about Dazzle? Does she have? Oh, Dazzle's got a lot of siblings. Older brother, younger brother, older sister, Leanna. So Dazzle's got many siblings. I actually there was 3 of us, but my brother, he was 5 years older than me. Unfortunately, COVID took him from from my sister, and that's why it's just me and my sister now. And my sister, like I said, my sister's gone through heart condition. She's got a pacemaker. I just, I'm eager to see her again. Just enjoy the time because you just never know, how much we got left on this earth together. So I'm excited to see my sister again in January. Okay, Ginno, have a great day. All right, thank you. Take care, everyone. Have a happy Undas again. Enjoy the family get-togethers this weekend. Take care, everyone. Everyone, please stay blessed. Stay blessed.